Stephen and Joanne, he was able to get his hands on some evidence, but it all started with a very risky move. It's just about 6 this morning when the front desk clerk here at Victory Suites in Warren gets quite the shock. A woman wearing a mask walks up to him and demands money. They exchange words for a whole minute, and then things take a dangerous turn.
At some point, she demands money. He says no. She then pulls out the gun. He gets angry at her, and he's throwing money on the counter.
Watch what happens next. The front desk clerk starts putting cash on the counter. You can see the crook grabbing it, and as she does, she puts the gun down for a moment, and that's when the clerk grabs it. But the crook does not leave.
She demanded the gun back, which is pretty crazy. So it certainly is an unforgettable moment.
Both of them go after each other and wind up on the ground fighting. The clerk manages to rip off her mask. At some point, the gun goes off and a bullet hits the wall. Thankfully, nobody's hit, but the gunfire doesn't stop these two.
And somehow they end up getting in a fight, and he literally is wrestling her. You have to say she looks like a petite woman, and she's wrestling him, so she's pretty feisty. So they both are going at almost an outrageous wrestling match.
The crook and clerk go at it for minutes until she's able to break away. She takes off with the cash, but without the gun. You can see the hotel clerk looking exhausted and dazed. He was taken away in an ambulance because he was having chest pains. Turns out the gun is registered to someone the thief knows. That's how police were able to track her down in Novi just a couple of hours later. And sources tell us that she was arrested wearing scrubs. It turns out that they believe she works at some sort of medical care facility. Investigators tell us that she's a 32-year-old woman from East Point, and she's also suspected in a very similar robbery, same MO that happened at a Days Inn in Roseville recently. As for that hotel clerk, we're told that he did have some chest pains and was taken away in an ambulance. Hopefully, he is going to be okay. Live in Warren, Anu Prakash for the Now Detroit. Joanne, back to you.
Anu, I wonder if you've heard anything about the gun owner who the gun was registered to the person who police contacted. Did he report anything that the gun had maybe been stolen by that woman or anything like that?
At this point, the preliminary information that we have is that the owner of that gun is somehow connected to this woman. They may be friends, boyfriend and girlfriend, we're not sure, but they do know one another, and that is what helped police also find her.
Interesting. All right, stay on top of it for us, Anu. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Stephen.